Drop it down, drop it down, down low. Drop it down, drop it down, down low. Drop it down, drop it down, down low. To the baby mama when I step out on the floor. Work. Drop it down, drop it down, down low. Drop it down, drop it.
It started as a moment meant to be sweet, maybe even iconic. Meghan Markle in a hospital gown dancing beside Prince Harry to a track about being a baby mama. Laughing, twerking, but what the world saw wasn't a celebration. It was confusion wrapped in choreography. One video flipped everything on its head, and it's not just about optics anymore. It's about legitimacy, monarchy, and a silence that's getting harder to ignore. The video hit social media like a grenade. Meghan in a sleek black gown, a perfectly round baby bump, lights dimmed like a music video. Harry clapping along in the background. But something was off. Not just the vibe, but the bump itself. People didn't just watch it. They dissected it, zoomed in, replayed it, slowed it down, and the question that surfaced again after years of whispers came roaring back with claws. Was Meghan ever really pregnant? This isn't a new theory, but this time it wasn't just fringe forums shouting into the void. It was nurses, mothers, doctors. That bump isn't sitting right. That's not how a full-term belly moves. She's dancing like she's not even carrying.
Drop it down, drop it down, down low. Drop it down, drop it down, down low. Drop it down, drop it down, down low. To the baby mama when I step out on the floor. Work. Drop it down, drop it down, down low. Drop it down, drop it down.
And if you think that's nitpicking, think again. In the royal family, there's a rule carved in tradition. To be in the line of succession, a child must be born of the body. Surrogacy is allowed, but only if it's declared. And Meghan never said a word. Enter Piers Morgan and Jeremy Kyle. The two loudest voices in British media took the video and ran full speed. Piers posted, "We're 2 months away from the sex tape." Jeremy gagged through his monologue, comparing the whole thing to a lap dancing club with pregnant women. Both men weren't just laughing, they were furious. Furious that someone so intertwined with the royal brand would turn motherhood into what looked like a parody performance. And they weren't alone.
And now my belief is that if the reaction is as bad as some of those that you suggested there, if people really do actually see this, if this gets out, to the masses and to the mainstream media can't avoid how ridiculous this is, I wouldn't be surprised if they start then putting out the hypothesis that some of this was AI generated.
Indeed. Because how can we know that it's not? Given that this clearly is not a bump that at all looks like a human pregnant bump. Alexandra Marshall, what do you make of this video?
Listen, Dan, my friend, when you invited me on this show, you didn't say you're going to traumatize me. I am an ambassador for the Australian for constitutional monarchy. So what you are doing is subjecting me to my worst nightmare, which is every argument possible for the Republicans. Thank goodness that our current Labor Party lost their last referendum so badly, they're too scared to ask any more questions. Otherwise, this video would be playing on repeat. But basically, with this whole Meghan Markle thing, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. They were so desperate to be the victims of the press But that's exactly what Harry's gone out and done. And they pretend to want privacy and to be left alone and respect. And then they go and drop something like this, which, I mean, I know she's not the brightest, most in-touch person in the world, but even she would know that this video is going to attract all the wrong kinds of attention. And you can't tell me it's got nothing to do with the timing of this release, which you would have thought would be around the time of the birth.
Even foreign commentators joined in. In Australia, Alexandra Marshall, an ambassador for the country's constitutional monarchy, called it a nightmare for monarchists. "This is ammunition," she said. "It makes the royal family look like a circus." And when a clip triggers international doubt about royal credibility, that's not a PR problem. That's an institutional threat. The story grew. Analysts posted side-by-side screenshots comparing Meghan's bump from different dates, pointing out shape inconsistencies and posture changes. Even math professor Norman Fenton chimed in. He didn't bring emotions, he brought equations. "This bump doesn't behave like a real pregnancy," he said. That sentence alone threw fuel on the already growing fire, because if a mathematician is calling out inconsistencies, you know this isn't just tabloid fluff anymore, and this was just what the media spoke about for a long while. Still no response from Meghan, but that didn't slow the speculation. In fact, it made people dig deeper. Why release this now? Why go silent? Was this video new or an old recording being resurfaced for attention? And if it was filmed years ago, does that mean it was staged even then? A PR move dressed up as a maternity moment? The stakes escalated when online petitions launched. Thousands began calling for an investigation. Some demanded the Sussex kids be removed from the royal website. Others insisted their titles be suspended until official records were verified. And then came the rumor that Prince Harry was considering taking his mother's maiden name, Spencer. A move so dramatic, so symbolic, it sent shockwaves across royal circles. Was he distancing himself? Was it part of a bigger plan? Or was it damage control? Back at Buckingham Palace, insiders whispered that King Charles was disappointed. But William, he was reportedly furious. Not just at the video, but at the timing. He'd spent years trying to modernize the monarchy's image. One viral clip undone it all. According to sources, William called the whole thing a disgrace to everything Mum stood for. Biographers began rewriting chapters. Royal staffers started speaking off the record. One said bluntly, "We've protected them for too long." This isn't about press attacks anymore. This is about trust. And the problem with broken trust, once it cracks, it doesn't glue back. Media outlets that once sang Meghan's praises, they went quiet. Articles about her birthday tributes to Lilibet stayed pinned. But the bump video ignored. That silence said more than any headline could. Meanwhile, reporters behind the scenes weren't ignoring it. They were texting sources, looking for records, trying to confirm if what they were watching was fact or fiction. The public's reaction evolved too. At first, it was mockery. Then it became discomfort. What started as a joke turned into genuine doubt. People weren't just cringing, they were questioning. If Meghan lied about something so personal, what else could be a performance? And in the middle of it all, still no statement, no explanation, no effort to set the record straight. That silence, it's not neutral anymore, it's strategic, it's provoking, and it might be her most dangerous play yet. The royal family hasn't responded either, but their silence, much like Meghan's, is being read as complicity. The longer this goes unaddressed, the more the public starts to wonder, is there something to hide? The internet hasn't stopped. Hashtags are still trending. Videos are still circulating. More people are demanding action, not out of spite, but out of concern. Because this isn't about twerking in a hospital room anymore. It's about legacy, about eligibility, about whether a single video just changed the future of the royal line. So, where does this leave us? We're left with a video that won't disappear, a silence that feels louder by the day, and a monarchy now trapped in a PR nightmare of its own making. Was it a misstep? A misfire? Or something far more calculated? That's what the public wants to know, and until we get answers, there's only one question echoing across the internet. If this was fake, what else was? Let us know what you think about Meghan's baby bump, and if her children should be eligible to have the royal title. Thanks for watching, and